All right, thank you for joining us, everybody, for the regular scheduled village board meeting of October 20th, 2025. We will call this meeting to order, and we will start with the Pledge of Allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Lana, roll call, please.
Mayor DeBold.
Here.
Trustees Amos.
Here.
Babiak. Here. Brockman.
Here.
Chapman. Luciano. And Selfridge.
Here. All right, we do have a quorum to conduct village business this evening. With that, we'll move into our citizens section. Are there any citizens wishing to address the village board tonight? Feel free. If you would, just state your name for the record, sir.
Hi, my name's Charlie Champagne. I live at 906 Ranchwood Drive. I'm here with concerns regarding 1001 Geneva Street, the old Schwann's facility. There's a new business that's moved in with lots of trucks. Basically, they're running their trucks all evening, very, very loud, including refrigeration units. And I was just wondering what we can do as citizens that live abutted to that property with this kind of noise. It's disturbing throughout the evening. They also have people living in the trucks overnight, so I don't want to live behind a truck stop. And basically, it's just a concern I have, and I was wondering, what recourse do we have?
We're building departments working with these folks. It's been brought to our attention that somebody occupied this space. They're not compliant. They don't have a business license. We're trying to follow the procedural aspects to.
Okay, they're moving trucks.
I understand. We are aware of it.
Okay.
We are trying to rectify it. It's unfortunately they're in there again without a business license, without any approvals. We are aware of it. We are trying to. Mr. Steriotti's made numerous visits already over there. We've started working with some of the legal processes to try to correct the problem.
Okay, excellent.
We are aware of it.
Do I continue to make complaints to the non-emergency number, or should I just kind of...
No, go ahead. It's not going to hurt, because all it's going to do is continue the documentation on our part as well.
Excellent. Thank you so much for
problem,
your time.
Sir. Thank you.
I just want to take the opportunity to stand up at a podium the first time.
For the record, if you could
give my name on record. Sam LaRocca, 904 Ranchwood Drive. I also live right behind the 1001 Geneva. I got the same issues over there. And it seems like a lot of their stuff it goes on mostly overnight with their refrigeration units, but Charlie covered it all. We do see that you guys are trying to take care of the situation. We appreciate it. We just want to do our part to show up and make sure that we're on the record, and we can do whatever we can. Let us know anything you need us to do, including spying, take pictures. I mean, we can document anything you guys want, so let us know whatever we can do to help you guys out, and we'll assist you guys with getting this taken care of. We appreciate up to this point, though, what you guys have been doing with helping us. That's all I got.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Are there any other citizens wishing to address the village board this evening? Seeing none, we'll move on to this evening's consent agenda. Consent agenda item 1 will be approval of the regular meeting minutes from October 14th, 2025. Item 2 will be approval of accounts payable in the amount of $619,838.57. Item 3 will be approval of the payment in the amount of $45,666 to the Grand Prairie Water Commission for September 2025 fees. Item 4 will be approval of the payment in the amount of $214,678.11 to J.J. Henderson & Son for the pumping station and 5 million gallon reservoir project. Item 5 is approval of payment in the amount of $356,693.71 to Steve Speece Construction for the 2025 water main replacement project. And item number 6 would be a payment in the amount of $10,605 to Cornwell Engineering for the Shorewood Water Source Transfer Plan. Is there any items that a board member needs any additional questions or needs any further clarifications?
Motion to approve consent agenda.
Motion trustee Amos,
Second.
second trustee Babiak. Roll call, please.
Babiak?
Yes.
Brockman?
Yes.
Selfridge?
Yes.
And Amos?
Yes.
All right, consent agenda has been approved. We'll move into this evening's reports and communications. Lana, was there anything that you had received prior to this evening's meeting?
No, sir.
Otherwise, the biggest thing I guess we get to announce here is obviously trick or treat. Halloween hours are coming up on October 31st. Shorewood does recognize the trick or treating hours on October 31st from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So leave your lights on if you want people ringing the doorbell. With that, we'll move on to this evening's order of business. Item number 1 will be a consideration for approval of an ordinance for the levy and collection of taxes for the Village of Shorewood, Will County, Illinois, for the fiscal year beginning April 1st, 2025, and ending March 31st, 2026. This item is up for a first read and will remain as a first read.
Thank you, Mayor. This will be the first read of our 2025 proposed tax levy. These amounts are forecasted so that we can keep that rate the same, that 0.2582, while taking advantage of some of that growth in EAV. The amount has changed for police pension based on that recommended change as presented by the actuary a couple months back, and the rest of that increase would just be assigned to the general fund. How this will work is once that change in EAV is finalized, that happens at the same pace that we're submitting our tax levy. So if our estimate is a little bit off and the county clerk returns to us a rate that is above where we want it to be, we can adjust our rate down. We cannot adjust it up. So it's a little bit better at this point to overestimate where we'd like to be than under. So if this is agreeable at this juncture, we would have our public hearing in 4 weeks at our second November meeting and approve our levy at that time.
Again, this item is up for a first read. Formality again, some of the stuff that we've discussed in the past. And if not, somebody has any questions for Ann? Okay. All right. We'll move on. Business item number 2 will be a consideration for approval of an ordinance abating the taxes hereto levied for the year 2025 and pay the principal of an interest on $14,200,000 in general obligation bond series 2021 for the Village of Shorewood, Will County, Illinois. This item is up for a first read. We can take action on this if we so choose. Otherwise, it can be left as a first read as well. Over to Ms. Burkholder again.
Exactly.
And a matter of fact, for clarification, that does apply for the next 2 items.
Yeah, thank you, Mayor. That exactly covers it. These next 2 items are our tax abatement ordinances. We file these each year at the same time as our tax levy, and that clarifies our intentions that we don't want these abated amounts to go on to the tax rolls and add to our tax levy amounts. They are our 2021 general obligation bonds, which finance the construction of the public works facility. We use utility taxes collected in the general fund to pay that principal and interest, and then the 2024 GO bonds that we issued for various water and sewer projects. We use home rule sales tax to pay the principal and interest on that. Those 2 separate amounts total about $1.5 million. So they do have to be 2 separate ordinances, but they're accomplishing the same thing at the end of the day. But I'd be happy to take any questions. If you'd like to approve them tonight, you're certainly welcome to. If you'd like to bring them back as a second read, we can also do that.
Anybody have any questions for Ann on that? We can do it, yeah, we can approve them.
I'll make the motion for the approval of an ordinance abating the taxes hereto levied for the year 2025 to pay the principal of an interest on the $14,200,000 general obligation bonds, Series 2021 of the Village of Shorewood, Will County, Illinois, and waive the second read.
Motion Selfridge,
Second.
second by trustee Babiak. Roll call, please.
Brockman?
Yes.
Selfridge?
Yes.
Amos?
Here.
And
Yes.
Babiak? Yes.
Here, yes.
Yes, that was in the affirmative. All right, so item 2 has been approved. Item number 3 be consideration for approval of an ordinance abating the tax hereto levied for the year 2025 to pay the principal and interest in the general obligations bond series 2024, Village of Shorewood, Will County, Illinois. Again, as Ms. Burke called a reference, this is item for first read. We can also waive the second read and approve tonight. Anything else you'd like to add, Ms. Burke?
Same, it was all covered in the memo on the first one, but happy to take any questions.
Anybody have any questions for Ann on this one? Seeing none?
I'll make a motion for the approval of an ordinance abating the tax hereto levied for the year 2025 to pay the principal of and interest on the general obligation bonds, Series 2024 of the Village of Shorewood, Will County, Illinois, and waive the second read.
Motion by trustee Selfridge,
Second.
second by trustee Babiak. Roll call, please.
Selfridge,
Yes.
Amos.
Yes.
Debbiak, yes. And Brockman.
Yes.
All right, all everybody's ayes, passing in the affirmative. Item number 3 is passed. With that, we'll move into our department reports for this evening. Building Department, Mr. Steriati.
Thank you, Mayor and trustees. You have the packet with the report. I was asked to give a little bit of an update on the YMCA and the pool. It's been progressing well. With regards to water and water meters, the YMCA and the general contractor, Narvik Brothers, they did pick up a hydrant meter. They've been using it for construction throughout. They also have their main meter and they have installed it, so it is secure. They're using it very minimally at this time, keeping most of the construction on the hydrant meter. They worked that out with deposits, which were normal for progressing. The pool footings and floor is complete. They're working on the walls or the shell. They're going to be making a big pour tomorrow with about 3/4 of it. They'll strip and then hopefully pour the remainder of the shell next week. They have to let it sit and cure, and weather has a lot to do with timing for that before they start backfilling the exterior so that they can start filling it. They can't fill it until they get the exterior backfilled and secured. Their fill date at this time looks to be middle of December. So they're hoping to be doing their water test for leakage right around the 18th. We're going to work out, we've had discussions with Public Works and Finance. There's some details to still work out as to which meter they're going to use to fill it, and we'll get those details worked out. I'm confident that the Y and Narvik Brothers will do whatever they're asked to do to follow the path that the village wants. So if there's any other questions about that, don't hesitate to ask.
Are you done with that part?
Sure.
Would you like to touch on, brief the board real quick about your visits over on Geneva?
Sure. We had a meeting today, Natalie, myself, Matthew, with the owner and the tenant. One of the biggest issues was the owner did a build out, and we finalized the build out, and it was approved. Myself and the fire marshal were very clear that they had to have another inspection after they moved their furniture, filing cabinet, stuff like that in for what we would do for a business license. We did, the building department, community development, that did have a building license pending. What happened was they never moved into the building, they just started using the property as a business. So I have been chasing them for a week and a half. Natalie's been sending emails, culminated with a meeting today, and we're hopeful that moving forward it will become Natalie can touch on the zoning a little bit more, but it will become a daytime business as opposed to overnight.
Other than goodwill and all that, is there any motivation by way of fines to make
I
sure they
did,
comply?
I immediately gave them a notice of violation, the next day that they were moved in. I followed it up with a second, and then I have sent the owner of the property citation. That citation can be doubled moving forward and can escalate up to a per day fine. So I have started that process, and it is formally ready to go, that if we don't get compliance, I will continue that process.
And I'll ask the kind of the baseline question, is it normal for business to practice this way? Start using the property before they move in? Is that kind of standard SOP here in Shorewood or surrounding neighborhood communities?
I would say no. It's not proper and it's not normal.
All right, thank you.
Mr. Steriardi, thank you. With that, move on to community development. Ms. Engel.
All of our residential developments are going very quickly and doing well. They're all past the grading stage. In Town Center 2 and Auburn Chase, you can see that they're digging ponds. They extended the culvert over the stream on Windstone in Town Center 2. Hamptons is gearing up to start putting in their underground utilities. There is a building expansion that's almost complete for graphics promotion on Earl Drive. We have a couple of new businesses, including Cafe de Casa and Reform Pilates, which are open. A couple coming soon, the Barrio Burrito Bar, Hot Works Fitness Studio, Ling Spa, and the Veterinary Clinic are going to be opening by the end of the year. In addition to the YMCA for institutional projects, Restoration Church is hoping to get started with grading by the end of the year. I think you've probably noticed that our gateway signs are finally up. We've got 3 of those up. We kicked off the resident recognition program we spoke to you about a couple of meetings ago. We're making progress getting ready for the America 250 program, and Marin is working on business license renewals, and we'll get those out within the next week or so.
Thank you. Finance?
Thank you, Mayor. There's information included in the Finance Department memo, and I'd be happy to answer any questions included there.
I know the budget stuff will get started here pretty quick, so you guys will be occupied a little further as well. So with that, then we'll move on to parks. Ms. Fitzpatrick.
Good evening. We would just like to thank everyone who came out to our Autumn Fest event last Sunday. We had a wonderful turnout. The weather was great despite the rain in the morning. And thank you to Trustee Brockman for once again helping pull one of the hay racks for the kids and families. And we'd like to remind everyone that our annual holiday market is coming up. That will be December 5th and 6th this year. We're trying something different. We'll be longer hours on the Saturday day. And we are accepting vendor applications for that as well. It can be found if you email parks@shorewoodil.gov. Thank you.
Thank you. Chief?
Thank you, Mayor. A few things. You have my board packet. If there's any questions, I'd be happy to answer those. In addition, last week, part of the week, Deputy Chief Barton and I attended the International Chiefs Conference, had some very productive classes that we attended, as well as met with some different people, especially our flock people. We learned about some new technology that they have coming out that will greatly help law enforcement throughout the country. We have our 3 officers attending the police academy. They're doing very well. We got their report. They'll be graduating in December. And that's all I have, unless you have any questions.
Thank you. Public Works?
Thank you, Mayor. So I just want to highlight a few things out of my monthly report. So Public Works, we are in our going on to our 3rd week of our leaf pickup program. It is only getting busier. It is our goal to make one pass through the entire village one time every week. As a reminder to our residents, please keep the leaves in the parkway along adjacent to the curb or the edge of pavement. Please not in the street. And then please do not park in front of those piles. We can't reach with our equipment. Our Park Shore water main replacement project, all the services have been transferred to the new water main. We are continuing with our landscape restoration and we're awaiting a schedule for the asphalt patching of our roadway and the parking lot of our business at Shorewood Plaza. We anticipate them to begin this next week. US 52 and Windstone Signal. Again, I'd like to thank everyone for their patience. We are into construction. The good news is most of the underground, pretty much 99% of the underground is completed there. So we got the sidewalk in, the heavy duty handholds, a lot of the cable conduits are already installed. We are now just awaiting the traffic signal equipment to be delivered. We're anticipating delivery in that January, February timeframe, so we'll be ahead of schedule when the YMCA opens. Then I'd love to give some kudos out to Public Works. Over the past 3 weeks, we've experienced a number of water main breaks. 7, which is quite a lot for us. Of course, never at the ideal time. We've had some very long hours of our Public Works staffing. What was most difficult is that the main breaks weren't spaced nicely. They were back to back to back to back, which had caused a lot of overnight crew, extending our guys and our crews to trying to manage through all of these water main breaks and also take care and make sure that our services for water is continuing. Other than that, any questions?
Thank you, sir. With that, we'll move into, before we adjourn, we'll hit our trustee comments. Trustee Amos?
No comments tonight, thank you.
No problem. Thank you. Trustee Babiak?
No comments.
Thank you. Trustee Brockman?
Thank you, Mayor. Natalie's got us set up for November 5th at 7 o'clock for planning and zoning. Public hearing for Anderson's Towing, relocation, and industrial tax amendment. Petition items include the site plan for 1001 Geneva Street and concept plan for single-family estate homes on Sile Road. So, full evening. Thank you.
Thank you. And Trustee Selfridge?
No comments.
No problem. Thank you. With that, there's no executive session. I'll take a motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
Motion by Trustee Babiak, seconded by Trustee Selfridge. Roll call that, please.
Amos,
Yes?
Babiak. Yes. Brockman.
Yes.
And Selfridge.
Yes.
Thank you for everybody joining. It was a relatively short meeting, but we are adjourned.